No microphone? There we go. To the Board of Commissioners on February 3rd, it's 4 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start with an invocation by Laura Fairchild, representing the Baha'i Faith and the Interfaith Council.
Thank you so much. I, first of all, wish to thank all the commissioners for the service that you do for this county. Is this better?
That's better, thank you.
Okay. I have a prayer today to share for humanity. O thou compassionate Lord, O thou who art generous and able, we are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us. Give light to our eyes, hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to our hearts. Render our souls joyous and happy through thy glad tidings. O Lord, point out to us the pathway of thy kingdom and resuscitate all of us through the breaths of the Holy Spirit. Bestow upon us life everlasting and confer upon us never-ending honor. Unify humanity and illumine the world of mankind. May we all follow thy pathway, long for thy good pleasure, and seek the mysteries of thy kingdom. O God, unite us and connect our hearts with thy indissoluble bond. Verily, thou art the giver, thou art the kind one, thou art the Almighty. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Nice.
We'll now have a Pledge of Allegiance led by Deputy Kraus. Would you be willing to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Deputy. We're going to start today with the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a means of expediting the consideration of routine matters. If a commissioner requests that items be removed from the consent agenda, those items are placed at the beginning of the regular agenda. Other than requests to remove items, a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda is not debatable.
My motion for the consent agenda, Chair, is as follows. Item A, consideration of auditor-approved claims for payment for January 21, 2026 through February 3rd, 2026. Item B, consideration of special commission meeting minutes of January 20th, 2026. Item C, consideration of work meeting minutes for January 26, 2026. Item D, consideration of administrative adjustments for real property. Item E, consideration of administrative adjustments for personal property. Item F, consideration of disposal of surplus vehicles. Item G, consideration of resolution amending resolution number R 2026-3672. And item H, consideration of resolution authorizing fair director to execute 2026 fair agreements. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Now on to the regular agenda. Item number 1 is a presentation. I'll cover. Just wanted to call out and acknowledge St. George being ranked the best performing small city in the United States of America. This is by the Milken Institute. They were the runner-up in 2024, so they made that one last move that they could in 2025. Some of the criteria were the hottest labor markets, ranking 2nd, 7th, and 5th in both 5-year job growth, 1-year job growth, and short-term job growth, respectively. They outpaced the aggregate national 5-year employment growth in every major economic sector. High-tech growth from 2019 to 2024 was the highest in the country. And where there used to be a bigger income disparity that had fallen in recent years and moved up 87 spots from last year alone. So just wanted to call out St. George City as best in the country. It's pretty easy.
I know you guys went to our mayor's meeting earlier today, and And I've thought about this a lot lately, is just the great relationship the county has with our cities and how much we appreciate them and that relationship. And congratulations to St. George and all that they do to make Washington County great. So
It's hard to recognize St. George without also saying all the boats rise in that tide, because it's obviously the largest city, gets the most attention nationally and by the Milken Institute, but today's mayor's meeting solidified the fact that we're all on the same page on making this part of the state, which we're kind of isolated. You know, we are in our own little corner here, but we seem to rise to the top. So thanks for all you as well.
Yep. Okay, item number 2 is presentation of employee longevity. I just saw our esteemed county assessor who's pointing at somebody
Tom
else. Tom Durant. So Ryan and Josh, did you want to come up and...
the sign of a great leader is delegation, and I can see that Tom
did that very well. Sat on the
done that
side
well.
and pointed at you.
Tom is a good delegator. You'll never drive anywhere with him that he just doesn't make you drive. I'm here today to speak on about Mark Huebner. Mark just completed his 20th year with Washington County Assessor's Office, and this is, I will point out, after completing another 20-year career as a lumber grader in Spearfish, South Dakota, where I served part of my mission. I wondered if I ran into Mark back then. In 40 years of working, Mark hasn't aged. If you look at Mark now, and anybody that remembers him when he started, he looks the same. It's that scene from Lord of the Rings when he says, "You haven't aged a day," and he hasn't. Mark's been one of the most consistent, meticulous, accountable, and helpful members of our staff. He gets compliments from coworkers, hearing officers, and even the public, which is very rare for an assessor's office staff member. Mark has been constant as a very productive member of our team. We all appreciate his willingness to help others as we approach our annual deadlines and target dates. He takes on tough assignments and difficult appellants, and he does it all with a cool calmness that very few people have displayed in my time here. Mark is retiring next Friday, February 13th. So if you're in the building next Tuesday, come have some cake and congratulate him on a job well done. We'll miss him as he rides off into the sunset, but knowing Mark, he'll probably get one more 20-year career in, if doing nothing more than being a great husband, a great father, and a great friend. Thanks for your service, Mark.
Speech.
Mark, you got to come tell us something, your best memory or something out of the last 20 years of working at the county.
From the mic.
From the mic.
And don't say it's going to be Tuesday.
Well, thank you. Josh?
Is Friday the 13th the right day to...
Well, I'm glad to be reporting that the person I'm recognizing today is not retiring yet, but he has also served for 20 years with the assessor's office, and his name's Mark as well, but it's Mark Tebbs.
And he doesn't look like he's aged today either.
People asked him if he started when he was 12. Like, you've worked here 20 years, how old were you when you started? But anyways, Mark Tebbs started as an appraiser trainee. His father was an appraiser, and so we were lucky to steal him away from the private sector. And he furthered his education and licensing as a certified residential appraiser now. And he served in multiple management positions as he's been here with the county, specifically over the land team for the last long time. So a lot of the things that he does is he specifically helps appraise all land within the county, both vacant and improved, which is a huge part of the whole valuation process. He oversees that. He also manages the Farmland Assessment Act, otherwise known as Greenbelt, and he's kind of got a little bit of dirt in his boots and a cattleman himself, so it's something I think he enjoys, but he's excelled in that to the point where people throughout the state look to him as an example through the administration of that, and even when there's new laws that come into place, they're always, Mark, how do we do this? And so he's well known, not even here, but throughout the state because of his knowledge with that. He helps manage a mapping software that we utilize in the appraisal office called Maddox. So he's, to say the least, he's heavily relied upon throughout our office, and we're grateful to have him. One of the other things is I think we're lucky to have him. There's been times in Mark's career where his family's tried to pull him away, and there's been other counties that have hoped that he would maybe run for office in some smaller rural areas, and for whatever reason, we've been able to retain him, and I think we're lucky to have him. We're grateful for Mark, and like Ryan said, not only is he a great employee, but he's a great friend, and we're lucky to have him, and glad to be able to honor him today for a job well done. So,
Is it your brother? Is he trying to get you back to Garfield? We will shut the road off. Nobody will go to Garfield ever again. Good. Well, we got... Oh, that's on the same day?
You got to name Mark
Apparently.
That would have been confusing for your coworkers.
Yeah.
Hey, have you met the new employee, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And then we've got one more. Nicole, do you want to cover the last one? For Joel?
Probably just come on up so that people know who I'm talking about, but and you'll probably have to help me with your history, but Joel is our HR director, and I get the pleasure of probably meeting with you almost on a daily basis, or every other day. But anyways, it's been a pleasure getting to know you more. He came from the library. For how many years were you at the library?
Almost a decade.
Okay, almost a decade. And before that, he was the HR business partner well before I came. So anyways, when I joined the county, he was at the library. And with our libraries, we have over, 8 libraries. So it was really a great asset for Joel to be there, because he did bring some HR knowledge with that with that job, and then he was able to then work with the current HR director in any kind of sticky situations or whatever. But he just continued to thrive. Went on to get your master's or MBA. Tell me.
I think he's a PhD, right?
PhD something. I mean, he's been working since he's been at the library.
Well, hold on. No, we got three different masters and a PhD. Which one is it, Joel?
So I got my MBA before I joined the county. I was working on a doctorate. I didn't quite finish that one.
COVID, yep. Got us all, I know.
But at the same time, he loves just to gain education and additional knowledge, and he did that to be able, I think, to work right into becoming our HR director. So it's been a pleasure having you and getting to know you more, and working to be, an employer of choice. And so thanks for being on the team.
The one thing is Joel has a big heart for being in HR. He cares a lot about the employees. And so we used to hand out candy bars. Joel used to hand out candy bars and birthday cards. And the other day, for some reason, Joel, my calendar knows your birthday. So I think you had a birthday on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, yeah. So I sent a text to the other commissioners. I was like, somebody needs to get a birthday card and a candy bar over to Joel's house, because he's having a birthday today. So anyway, happy birthday.
Snickers. Thank you. Well, we've got a token of appreciation for all 3 of you here, so if we can take a picture maybe?
Yep. Joel's also a veteran.
Yes. Ted, don't go anywhere. You want it. You want it. You're going to have it. All right, item number 3 on the agenda is the presentation of the 2025 bee inspection report with Blaine Ney.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
How many of you knew we had a bee inspector? Ryan?
I knew.
Of course.
I am here because of the Utah Bee Inspection Act enacted in 1892 before statehood. It's been amended over the years. It requires each county to have a bee inspector, at least one bee inspector, and we're all volunteers. We work at the pleasure of the county commission. We're appointed by the county commission. And my responsibility is to check bees in the county, honeybees, looking for contagious problems and help the beekeeper address those. In past few decades, we've also been watching for Africanization, help the beekeeper resolve that problem. This year, 2023, I worked with 13 beekeepers, inspected a total of 43 colonies, hives, several of them multiple times because the beekeeper had problems I had to help them with. During the year, towards the back, you see that I identified 6 cases of European foul brood, which is a bacterial disease, contagious disease. Foul brood because it is foul because it stinks, and brood because it kills the brood. 1 case of chalk brood, that's a fungal disease, and 4 cases of parasitic mite syndrome. That's where we have a parasite, an immigrant from Asia, the varroa mite, which is our most deadly problem that we have nowadays. It vectors dozens of viruses, and that's pretty deadly. So I found 4 cases where the mites were so bad and the viruses are so bad that colony's going to die. And in a couple of cases, we don't want to see more than a 6% mite infestation in the colony. You see, I saw one there, 29%. There's no way that the colony can survive once we see that. But my job is to identify the problems, help the beekeeper through it. And a big part of that is just education, teach the beekeeper how to take good care of the bees. I enjoy doing this. I have selfish motivations. I figure if everybody else has got healthy bees, I don't have to worry about mine. But I'm here, your pleasure, and glad to serve. Any questions for me?
We just had a great conversation prior to the meeting, and I really appreciate your work. I'm fascinated by it, and of course, I think there's a lot of news out there now that there's an important connection to bees and our food supply and everything, and so what you do is actually very important for our community and gardens and everything else we have, so thank you.
Yeah, I help with the Farm Field Day up in Iron County, and I like to point at the pig farmers and the cattle farmers and the sheep farmers, say they wouldn't be in business without me.
Yeah.
And I've got more head of livestock than they do.
Blaine, a question. Years that I've remembered you reporting, Where would you say is the health of our bee population increasing? Because a few years you were pretty...
It's extremely dependent on the beekeeper. If the beekeeper takes care, if they do what I tell them to do, they're going to have good success. We have, like I say, the varroa mite is our biggest threat in the viruses that hit vectors. If we manage the mites, the bees are going to be fine. The problem is, and we have some really good tools for killing the mites and not killing the bees. The problem that we saw this last winter, 24-25, was a lot of the beekeepers are relying on synthetic miticides, and those are losing effectiveness. And they're betting their future on products that aren't working very well anymore. And some of the commercial beekeepers lost 100%. And I don't know how you stay in business when you lose half your livestock every year. So people are relying on these synthetics. They have been very good, but they need to switch over to things that are still working. And we can control the mites and be successful. But the average hobby beekeeper loses 50%, 35, 40, 50% every year. I lose 0. So, do what I tell you, you'll be okay.
Okay, good point.
Proof is in the pudding there.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Blaine. Item number 4 is consideration and ratification of purchase requests. Alfred.
So the first one is a ratification for shotcrete services for the Pioneer Courthouse for $11,599. The next one for purchase orders is going to be for Sheriff's Office for fencing and gates for their office for $110,399.01. Next up for tourism, it's going to be film video production. It's going to be for $21,683.82. Next one for tourism is going to be a commercial for film in Greater Zion. It's going to be for $330,000. Next one for Legacy Park is going to be for fair promotional items, totaling to $13,569. Next one is going to be for shotcrete installation services for Pioneer Courthouse, and that's going to be for $20,000 even. Next one be for an 8-door controller and power supply system for $11,235.07. Next one for a F-550 truck for Dameron Valley Fire. It's going to be $170,602. And the final one is going to be a Legacy Park item for drainage boxes to help with the water runoff for $13,822.04.
Okay, thank you, Alfred. Questions?
I think the Dameron one was put on hold.
Yeah, I think the one item for Dameron Valley.
PO number 302.
Yeah. I think we're going to hold that one.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, with holding that item, I'd make a motion that we approve these items that has been presented to us.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve all of these with the exception of PO number 302 for the truck for Dameron Valley Fire. To remove that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much, Alfred. Item number 5 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3679, a resolution approving a professional dental services agreement between Washington County and Kyle Crandall Dentist. Devin.
Yes, Commissioners. As you know, our sheriff has statutory responsibility over the jail, and part of that requires that he provide medical care for inmates as needed, and so that's what this agreement is about. It's obviously it's much easier when an inmate needs dental care to have somebody come in-house and provide that care there on site than to transport inmates to local dentists. And so this is an agreement with Dr. Crandall. He's agreeing to come in and provide dental services to inmates as needed for a monthly rate of $3,300 per month. And that's it.
For how many years?
Initial term of 1 year, but it can renew at our option.
Was this done competitively, Devin, or how does Dr. Crandall?
My understanding is they searched around. We had a dentist that stopped, and they searched around, and this was the best rate.
Okay.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Maybe county employees could go in from time to time when he's there.
Insurance plan?
Anyway. All right.
Chair?
Yeah.
I move that we approve resolution number R 2026-3679, a resolution approving a professional dental service agreement between Washington County and Kyle Crandall Dentist, PLLC.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Item number 6 is consideration of Resolution R 2026-3680, a resolution appointing board members to the Washington County Habitat Conservation Advisory Committee and Technical Committee. Cameron Rodman.
Cameron, it's good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you, too. So I didn't know the HCAC was already on. You got that in a hurry. I thought it was just the TC, but the TC membership...
We're very efficient around here, Cameron.
Yeah, I just found out last week. But the TC membership is changing. We had Sarah Siegert take another job. She's with Utah Division of Wildlife Resources. She's been nominated to be replaced by Alyssa Holkstra. She's out of the Salt Lake City office. And then on the HCAC, Devin, you'll have to remind me, for the St. George City Council, is that the member?
Right.
Austin Anderson. Mm-hmm.
Austin Anderson. Austin Anderson is replacing, it's slipping my mind,
Steve Kemp.
Steve Kemp on the HCAC. So those are the two new committee members.
Well, we appreciate their willingness to serve. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I'll make a motion that we adopt item 6, which is Resolution R-2026-3680, a resolution appointing board members to the Washington County Habitat Conservation Advisory and Technical Committee, Austin Anderson and Alyssa Holkstra. Holkstra. And that's my motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Cameron. Item number 7 is Resolution R 2026-3681, a resolution of support for the federal acquisition of remaining private inholdings in Zone 3 of the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve. Cameron and Devin together. We'll go to you, Cameron.
Yes, and I also would like to introduce Mr. Tim Anderson. He's representing James Doyle, and so I thought maybe it would be helpful for him to come up and speak briefly to this as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, would you like to address?
Didn't see you back there.
This is quite the place, my first chance to be here. This is wonderful. This has been one that's been around for a very long time. Mr. Doyle is, like many of us, aging out, maybe me included. But this is on the remaining 70 acres of the land that's tied up within the HCP. Zone 3, extreme habitat area. And the situation is such that this is what we've learned so far, that BLM is very willing to help to facilitate with the county to get this sale done. And the sale is being funded by Land and Water Conservation Funds, which we did, I think, 3 years ago, and it moved through very smoothly. But with a lot of things that have been going on, it's not as smooth these days. And the problem that we've got is that we would like to get it going by getting the appraisal started, and the county's been, of course, we appreciate willing to help move that appraisal along. An order from the county, or a request from the county to the local office of BLM, triggers the BLM to go ahead and order the appraisal. Now, whether we get this closed very soon or not depends on a number of things. Appraisals take a while. But there's one thing we're still concerned about. Of the land and water conservation funds that have been basically approved or allocated, it's about $9.3 million, which could, take up part of this land, pay for part of this land, a good part of it. But we're hearing rumors that the Office of Management and Budget is still talking to Interior about whether or not it might be used for some other governmental entities, which obviously we have a real problem with, because it's been the desire for our client, the county, the community to get Mr. Doyle done. And so hopefully with this resolution, we'll dislodge any attempts to try to, again, basically take the funds or some of them somewhere else so that he can finally be done. So it's the reason for our request, and we really appreciate the county's efforts on this and a resolution that I think the county is heavily respected by the government as to the way it's handled the habitat, and also just dealt with a lot of the pressures involved in the habitat. So a little more, I think, effort from the county will go a long ways in this process.
Well, we have a track record of doing this.
Yeah.
And two, we've been good stewards of the land that we acquired. And three, we are intent on making it complete. And wherever these funds might be redirected would just be a slap in the face, really, to us, because we've done everything we've been asked to do.
Well, and we've always had the responsibility of facilitating all of the end holdings getting out. And at one time, I didn't think we would be this close. And so it's almost like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I would love nothing more than Mr. Doyle to be made whole. Once he is gone, I think outside of Sitla, we're getting really close to being done.
40-acre parcels.
With the exchange, with the water district, we were able to make Mr. Carter whole just recently. So absolutely, this is something we need to do, and it's something we've been doing for the entire time I've been a commissioner, and even before that.
Long before.
Mr. Chair, can I also add, just this resolution before you does two things. The first is that it approves letters that Mr. Anderson has described. These letters would urge BLM officials to move forward and keep this a priority. And then the second thing this resolution does is it appropriates funding to provide for the appraisals that will be necessary as part of this. One of the things that we still need to work with BLM is an agreement where the landowner and then BLM agrees that they're going to hold the appraisal value for however long this exchange takes to happen. But yeah, this resolution provides for that funding, which we committed to do in our Habitat Conservation Plan document. So
yeah, if anybody in the public wonders why the county gets involved, that's why we're committed to helping get these private landowners out of the reserve, which is surrounded by federal land and has kind of tied up their ability to do anything. So.
And we have agreed with that extension of the appraisal, at least from discussions with the BLM.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we adopt item 7, Resolution R-2026-3681, a resolution of support for the federal acquisition of remaining private inholdings in Zone 3 of the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8 is consideration of resolution number R-2026-3682, a resolution reappointing board members to the Washington County Planning Commission, namely Mark Owens, Brian McMullen, and Olivia Anderson. Scott.
Yes, Commissioners, I'll be quick. The Planning Commission has 7 regular board members with their times for reappointment or varied and spread out. Olivia is relatively new to the Planning Commission, but she stepped in and took the place of Brian Simonson, who resigned from the Planning Commission when he moved out of the county about a year ago. We have a very competent Planning Commission, and we are pleased that the 3 that we're requesting still want to be involved in the Planning Commission, dedicate their time and their expertise with it. And so we're requesting the reappointment of Mark Owens, Brian McMullen, and Olivia Anderson.
Well, that's a good group right there, so.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number R 2026-3682, reappointing board members to Washington County Planning Commission, Mark Owens, Brian McMullen, Olivia Anderson, through January 31st, 2029.
I'll second that motion, sorry.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
you very
passes.
much.
Thank you very much, Scott. Item number 9 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3683, a resolution approving an engineering service agreement with Pro Value Engineering Incorporated for the Middle Kolob Terrace Road Rehabilitation Pavement Project. Todd.
This last summer, we did the upper 5 miles of this Kolob Terrace Road, rehabilitated it, and it was quite successful. We did that with Pro Value as our engineering consultant. We'd now like to do the middle 2-mile section. So we'd like to use them again. So this contract is with them to do that work.
Okay.
Was that within their prior contract, or is this a new?
This would be a brand-new contract.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Chairman, with that, I make a motion we adopt item 9, which is resolution R 2026-3683, a resolution approving an engineering service agreement with Pro Value Engineering, Inc. for the Middle Kolob Terrace Road Rehabilitation Pavement Project.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, Todd. Todd again, consideration of resolution number R 2026-3684, resolution approving an engineering service agreement with Pro Value Engineering for the Middle Kolob Terrace Roadway Dedication Plat. I thought I was reading the same one again there.
Just
The last 2
about,
words is
yeah.
all that changes. Okay.
The only reason this is a different, separate contract is because this would be paid for through COG funds, because it's with acquiring right-of-way and doing the dedication plat. So we did this under a separate agreement, but same people doing the same kind of work.
2 checks. Gotcha. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve resolution number R 2026-3684, approving an engineering service agreement with Pro Value Engineering, Inc. for the Middle Kolob Terrace Roadway Dedication Plat.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, Todd. Item number 11 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3685, a resolution approving addendum 1 to the pass-through funds agreement between Washington County and UDOT for the Zion Corridor Trail Project. Leslie Fonger.
Hi, so we're excited because the state made some more funds available for these projects, and Zion Corridor Trail was one chosen to add some funds to, which is what brought around this amendment, this addendum. So to our original agreement with the state, we're going to be adding a little over $1.1 million, and the county will contribute another about $290,000 in match for that, to help move that Zion Corridor Trail along.
Okay.
Great.
Any questions for Leslie?
No.
Nope.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt item 11, resolution R-2026-3685, a resolution approving amendum 1 to the pass-through funding agreement between Washington County and UDOT for the Zion Corridor Trail Project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 12 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3686, a resolution approving an agreement between Washington County and Boom Percussion Entertainment for strolling percussion performances at the 2026 Washington County Fair. Susie Lafayette.
Hi, we're just asking for permission or approval for this group to come back. They're really good when we have large crowds. They entertain the crowds in between. So we're just here for that approval.
They're pretty fun.
Okay.
Move that we approve resolution number R 2026-36.
Just a second. They need to paint, they're yellow, right?
Yellow and red.
They gotta go red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue? Okay. I'll ask them. They're out of Phoenix, so I'm sure that'll be easy for them.
All right.
Yep, and 250 drum beats per minute.
That's right. We can add some flags.
Yes, 250 drum.
That is a lot.
Hey, I'm a drummer.
It's possible. This person just walks around just as fast as they can. That may not be required, but let's try the red,
Okay.
white, and blue.
Ask them.
I'll ask. I'll ask.
So, approve resolution number R 2026-3685, approving addendum 1 to the, 2026-3686 rather, approving an agreement between Washington County and Boom Percussion Entertainment LLC for strolling percussion performances at the 2026 Washington County Fair. Almost threw them on the trail, Leslie, sorry.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second on item number 12. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thanks, Susie. Staying with the fair, item number 13 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3687, a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding with Liberty Village, Utah for America's 250th birthday celebrations.
Yeah, we worked closely with Colonial Village and Liberty Village last year to have the Colonial Village, and we're excited to bring them back to help us celebrate America 250 with some of the things they have planned. This MOU is contingent upon attorney review.
And can I add to that, Mr. Chair? The amounts that will be in the agreement, and yes, we are continuing to make some tweaks there, but the amounts would be under the Founders Festival up to $65,000, up to $30,000 on the Champagne Historical Pageant, and then up to $500 on the America 50 birthday party.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Questions, anything?
No, I'll make a motion. Item 13. I make a motion that we adopt this item, consideration, or resolution R-2026-3687, resolution approving a memorandum of understanding with Liberty Village, Utah for America 250 birthday celebrations. And
Second.
my motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 14 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3688, a resolution approving an interlocal agreement between Washington County and the town of Virgin for transient room tax funding to develop a park and ride to improve access to Springdale and Zion National Park. Heath Hansen.
Yeah, so with Zion National Park set to implement large vehicle restrictions for the Zion Mount Carmel Highway through the park in June, we've been seeking opportunities to help visitors who come in those large vehicles to have other opportunities. They can still experience the park even though they can't get through it. The town of Virgin has identified a lot near the Zion White Bison property in Virgin that would be well suited for such a park and ride lot. And in order for them to create that park and ride lot, it's going to cost about $25,780 for gravel, land prep, and signage for public wayfinding. And so they have requested from TRT funds $12,500 to help offset those costs. The Tourism Advisory Board has recommended that we approve those funds be approved. This project should help alleviate some of the traffic heading to Springdale and into the park, and also give the large vehicle drivers somewhere they can park, hop on a shuttle, and still get to the park while leaving their vehicle in a secure spot.
Very good.
Perfect.
Yep, I agree.
Good job, Heath. And appreciate him not wearing jeans. He was, oh my gosh.
It's an inside joke for, okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number R 2026-3688, a resolution approving an interlocal agreement between Washington County and the town of Virgin for TRT funding to develop a park and ride to improve access to Springdale and Zion National Park.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 15 is consideration of resolution number R 2026-3689, a resolution approving a presenting sponsorship agreement for the 2026 St. George Marathon. Chad.
Yeah, this is a resolution with St. George City The TAB Board, or the Travel Tax Advisory Board, recently voted to approve funding from the transient room tax as the last resolution. As you know, when visitors stay in the hotels, the short-term rentals, such as Airbnbs, the RV parks here within the county, a 4 1/4 transient room tax, or TRT, is applied to their lodging stay. These funds are collected by the Utah State Tax Commission and then distributed back to Washington County. And in accordance with the law, these funds are then strategically invested within our community by the Greater Zion office to promote destination development projects and other marketing projects. This one is a resolution for a marketing and sponsorship agreement with St. George City related to the 50th running of the St. George Marathon. Originally founded as the Pioneer Marathon with just 38 participants. I didn't know if you knew that. But
that was a lonely run.
Yeah, so this event has grown now as to one of the top 10 largest marathons in the U.S., and with this particular year being the 50th, it will be capped at 10,000 runners, 65 in the full, 35 in the half, and it will sell out this year. Last year we just had just over 8,000 runners. The St. George Marathon has also been recognized as the largest and longest running municipal city marathon in the country, and last year by USA Today was ranked the number 3 best marathon in the country. The purpose of becoming the presenting sponsor is to help with the city and to better market the marathon as part of a multi-day visitor experience. We don't want them just coming in here, running the race one day, and then this place is a ghost town on Saturday night. So we're going to become involved with help marketing into out-of-state and international participants, more helping them understand that we're going to cap certain levels of local and state participation at first, so that more out-of-state and more international participants have an opportunity to sign up, and then by a certain date we'll release more running spots for locals and state participants. And then we'll also be working with them to create this event more as a destination to plan their vacation around, and not just one-day race. So that's what this one is. Resolution 4.
Okay. Thanks, Chad.
Makes sense.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt Resolution R-2026-3689, a resolution approving a presenting sponsorship agreement for the 2026 St. George Marathon.
I'll second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Oh, there we go. Motion passes. Item number 16 is consideration of Resolution R-2026-3690, a resolution approving an amendment to a previously approved professional services agreement for engineering a portion of the Desert Color NICA project. Leslie Fonder.
So as we got into this project, we working with the land manager, identified a change of location for the staging area and parking area, and a change to the road access on this project from what our original contract covered. So this amendment covers the switch design services to this new spot and this new road access.
Okay. Makes sense, Mr. Chair. Move that we approve resolution number R-2026-3690, a resolution approving an amendment to a previously approved professional services agreement for engineering a portion of the Desert Color NICA project.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 17 is consideration of resolution number R-2026-3691, a resolution approving an amendment to a previously approved design and engineering services agreement for the Zion Corridor Trail and Confluence Park.
So this amends an agreement that covered a piece of the Zion Corridor Trail, but also covered some trail design we were doing through Confluence Park. So they're two separate projects, but they were under one agreement. But this amends it to cover the portion that is the Zion Corridor Trail, to bring that to full design and to cover some complications in getting under the Highway 17 bridge, utilities that we've now identified in that area with drainage and things, and to cover some design changes with some additional right-of-way we've been granted by generous property owner over there. So It's be a great spot, but it's a little complicated.
Yeah, thanks for working on that.
Yeah.
That was a tight spot.
Oh, yes.
Well, with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt item 17, which is Resolution R-2026-3691, a resolution approving an agreement to a previously approved design and engineering service agreement for the Zion Corridor Trail in Confluence Park.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Last item is consideration of resolution number R-2026-3692, a resolution appointing board members to the Administrative Control Board for Washington County Special Service District Number 1.
Hi, Commissioners. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
I couldn't help but think back there, this is the way you handle an 18-item agenda.
We try.
Yeah. The Solid Waste Board, you know, is comprised of 21 members in cities and towns throughout the county. Our first meeting is on February 9th. We wanted to make sure that we had our board meeting fully appointed as required by law. So we've gone back to the cities and towns, obtained resolutions from 9 of the cities and towns that we needed to have reappointed or new members appointed, and those are listed in, I think, resolution form for your approval. And that takes care of 14 of our board members. And then we have 2 members from the county commission who have previously been appointed, so they're already there. And then we have Santa Clara, Springdale, and Rockville, whose representatives' term runs through December of 2027. And that leaves only then Ivans and Apple Valley, who have elected to appoint non-city council members to represent them on the board. And that process takes a little bit longer. You have to give notice and have public hearings and so forth. So they have not done that yet. So
which communities did you say? Or
that's Apple Valley and
Ivans. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with this resolution, once it passes, we'll have 19 of our 21 board members in place, which will allow us to meet on February 9th. When Ivans and Apple Valley complete the process of designated their non-city council members, we'll bring that resolution back in for the commission for approval.
And then you'll be fully staffed.
And then we'll be fully.
All right.
Excellent.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair, for resolution number R 2026-3692, resolution appointing board members to the Administrative Control Board for Washington County Special Service District Number 1. The 13 board members representing 9 cities today will serve through 12/31/29. And on legal counsel, these are the names. St. George City, Jimmy Hughes, Natalie Larson, Michelle Tanner, Danielle Larkin, and Austin Anderson. Town of Virgin, Jane Kraus. Leeds, Jeffrey Allen. New Harmony, Scott Pace. Tokerville City, Valerie Pressler. Liverton City, Amanda Barr. Enterprise, Justin Segmiller. Hurricane City, Joseph Preet. And Washington City, Craig Coates. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you.
It's a very large board. I guess the very final item is Commissioner's report. The only thing I would have to report, since we already covered St. George City being number 1 in the country, I believe since the last time we held a commission meeting, the day after we received the permission, the right-of-way decision from the BLM on the Northern Corridor, it's been reported on extensively by the media. But I just want to say it again, very excited and happy that the Trump administration saw the wisdom in what we're trying to do. And I would just reiterate that if you like conserving open space and recreation opportunities, this conserves 6,800 new acres that were, half of which were previously open for development, some of the greatest places in Washington County. we're open for that, for development. It is now protected. If you care about the tortoise, the habitat there is 10 to 1 better than the 153 acres that's going to be disturbed. If you care about clean air and moving traffic, then you like this agreement because it gets people off the boulevard, off the Red Hills Parkway and through the pinch point, the bottleneck of the cut in the hill for I-15, which is already wall-to-wall asphalt. If you like raising money for your organization, you don't like this agreement. Everybody else should.
Yeah, well, that's positive. And then part of our reuse system is also grapevine wash, or graveyard wash, right? Mm-hmm. And that's been approved through St. George's desires to have that happen. Since Maury's here, I'd like to announce that the governor at our UAC meeting, Utah Association of Counties, announced that he would sign no bill that would increase the tax burden on the citizens or the budgets of the counties. And yet that did happen with appointing another judge to the 5th District, which will put pressure on the county. However, I'm committed to not raising taxes to cover those bills.
Yeah, it's a hefty burden that we gotta fill.
One last celebration, and we've been kind of jumping around, but yesterday, Ash Creek Special Service District cut the ribbon on the water treatment plant between Laverton and Tokerville. This is actually maybe the first real hard infrastructure for the reuse plan that we have for Washington County. It'll not only treat roughly over 3 million gallons of water a day, but that water has a pump station. It'll be used for irrigation in Laverton and then later pumped when a pipeline is built to Chief Toker Reservoir, where it can then be used as irrigation for Tokerville, which allows for an exchange of those irrigation rights to go back into our municipal water supply. And so it's really kind of a good step forward. It's what we do here in Washington County, right? Whether it's the Northern Corridor that we've been fighting for over 2 decades, whether it's this that we've been working on for quite some time, we just keep going forward. So congratulations to everyone that's been involved, and like we've already acknowledged, it's not about us three, it's about celebrating this county and the wonderful people that we get to work with that work so hard to bring these things about. So.
Yeah.
New technology, half the cost to operate, and twice the production.
Yeah, I did think, I love that normally a ribbon, we go to lots of them, ribbon cuttings, or you get the ribbon and the giant scissors. This was toilet paper, which I thought was very appropriate to cut a roll of toilet paper instead of a ribbon. It was good. But
well, I guess one last thing before you gavel, since our last meeting, we cut the ribbon on the open house at the historic courthouse. Was that?
That was a week and a half ago.
Sometimes it's been a busy couple weeks, but that's open. It looks beautiful, and it's almost like another chapter for that building that's now 170-something years old. So there'll be a lot of good programming in there with our nonprofit partner, United We Pledge. But we had a tremendous turnout and a lot of fun.
It was great.
On that Saturday. And just encourage people to go and walk through it and enjoy it and take advantage of it.
It is open, and it should be used. It's the people's house, and they should use it. So, well, thank you very much on all those items. And with that, we'll stand adjourned. All right.